Rest in peace, the boy client. Ladies and gentlemen, today Momo has come out with a tweet recently saying that he is not affiliated with any of the boy clients popping up recently. I'm currently aware of at least 5 security vulnerabilities that are unpatched everywhere with the boy client. If you care about your security, I can only recommend not to play Black Ops 3 at all. Now hold up, let's relax here. Before you go and instantly uninstall boy, let's talk about this. So we all know that with boy now, it has gotten a cease and desist by Activision. And the problem with this is now the hacks that are made for Black Ops 3 will continuously get updated, while it is a literal illegal offense for Momo to update boy to combat against these hacks. And so now you can see that Activision has essentially made the problem. They've patched Black Ops 3, boy was then created as a response, and now, because boy was unfortunately encouraging torrents, I believe, of BO3, it has been taken down. And so Momo, the best solution I would love for you to do is probably to get in contact with Activision and say, hey, we won't be torrenting the game anymore, but please allow for one safe version of Black Ops 3 to be up. Or, ladies and gentlemen, maybe somebody else needs to take the reins. Maybe that is the logical solution from here to try and see what's going on. But let's talk about it. So, after the cease and desist, there's a couple versions of boy that have came out that are not good. One of them is a version called the Easy Boy Client. This is a version of boy that has been made by other people, and so I would highly recommend staying away from those, because again, those are completely unsafe. And even the most recent version, which is the one that you can find on my download links for my videos or even in the description, those also are still not, unfortunately, the safest that you can have, even though they're the most recent. And like I said, it's because the hacks will be updated, but the client unfortunately will be not. And so it's only a matter of time until the client is completely useless, I feel like, and that really hurts to say. But again, this is not the end. And the reason why I say that is because Shiversoft Dev actually made a T7 patch. And so you can actually see here on Twitter, somebody asked, what about Sirius's patch? Does this prevent it at all? Marie says, not that I'm aware of, but Anthony strikes back saying that the network password prevents all sorts of communication with all exploits. And Marie says, you know what? This is going to be good enough. As long as you have the network password approach, that should guarantee safety. And so that, if you are scared of playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3, I will have the T7 patch that you can run down in the description below, and that will 110% keep you safe. Here's the issue though. The T7 patch is mainly just for zombies. So if you're a zombies only person, enjoy it, have a lot of fun, do what you gotta do, and enjoy with your friends. Make a password so that your friends can join you with that password, and you will be 110% safe. However, if you are a multiplayer fan, this is where things get hairy. And I believe the countdown has sort of begun with BO3 multiplayer, which is really sad. The boy servers that you can have as favorites or online servers that are outside of the Steam servers are still available for you to play. The biggest issue is, though, is now that the boy client, you have to run the boy client to play these multiplayer servers. Now that the boy client cannot be updated, again, the hacks will be, and the RCE exploits will be, and so it is only a matter of time until boy is completely useless. And so if you are going to go on boy to play multiplayer, I would highly recommend running a VPN at the very minimum to keep yourself safe, but you do have to be very cautious. Again, I wouldn't worry too much, because it usually happens to people that are getting targeted, so streamers or anything of that sort. And so again, I would highly recommend not doing anything like that. For boy, for zombies, I think this is probably just gonna be all right for solo. Again, you're probably gonna want to have to run a VPN, but this is the way it is now, unfortunately. And what's crazy about this whole situation is that there is actually a BO4 modded project coming online called Project BO4. My man is looking at ATVI Activision, looking not to get a cease and desist here. And so this will be crazy if Blackout, BO4 Zombies, and all of that comes to this game. And I actually have a version of this BO4 project right now. I will be making a video about that tomorrow, showing you guys how it looks and the modded BO4 client. But again, even with BO4, this problem can be an issue because, like I've said, this is a Call of Duty wide problem. This is not just for BO3. It's just more happening on games like Modern Warfare 2, the recent game, and BO3 because more and more people are playing these games in specific. And so this is all I can tell you about Boy. I love Boy. I do believe that if you run a VPN and if you're playing the multiplayer, that'll be good enough. But unfortunately, at this point in time, because there's no updates, there's nothing that I can say to guarantee your safety. And that hurts me a lot. And so for my zombie fans, you're totally fine because you can just run the T7 patch and play through the Steam servers there. But for the Boy client, again, you can still play with your friends on the Boy client, but know that if you are streaming publicly, you are putting yourself at a larger than normal risk. And that hurts me to say because all we've wanted Activision is for this game to be fixed. Activision, please, if there is another human being that makes another Boy content or Boy clone to actually try and fix the vulnerabilities of this game, do not take them down. And again, I ask Momo, contact Activision and discuss exactly why your client has been taken down. Because honestly, if you were to have a discussion with them and say, yeah, we're not going to do torrents anymore, but we're going to fix the client itself, then Boy would be the one-stop solution for everything, and people wouldn't have to really decide between the T7 patch and playing the modded Boy client. And so it really just goes to show how confusing it has become just because Activision had to decide to get involved. If Activision did not get involved with this, the Boy client would have released right now in the summer, everything would have been fine, and there would have been absolutely no problems. And so it just saddens me to say that this is just an unfortunate result of Activision intervening into a good idea. This was not to do with cutting sales from the game. This was only because of the fact that we wanted to create a safe game, and Call of Duty and Activision have actively tried against the community to stop and do this. And so it's really just sad because, again, like I said here, Momo has confirmed, even with the version of Boy that Momo has recently put out, it is sadly not safe, even though there are vulnerabilities. And so it just sucks that this is just the way it is. But again, BO3 is not dead. It just goes to show, unfortunately, that the Boy client is also not dead, but puts you at a higher risk than usual. But not a higher risk than the original BO3 client. So you do have to keep that in mind. And yes, unfortunately, it is more than crashing now. So there are a lot of problems, I would have to say, with the Boy client. And so listen, I still will be running the Boy client personally. I will be running it with a VPN. I am not going to run it until I get crashed. And this is kind of my biggest thing with BO4 and stuff. And I know that there are a group of people essentially actively targeting streamers and YouTubers purposefully to essentially ruin their entire time streaming for their audience because of this. And so just know that there is a group of people that are malicious and that will be coming after you if you are using the Boy client publicly. And this is something that I have to say, and it's something that I have to warn you guys just because I know people are out there just to make people's lives harder. But ladies and gentlemen, the Boy client is still available, but please, please, please be safe while you use this client, and I cannot wish you guys anything better. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again so much for coming out to this video, and I will see y'all, ladies and gentlemen, in that next one.